What a crazy thing to wake up to. What a crazy thing to wake up to. Yes, for those that don't know, I don't know how you don't know at this point, Crunchyroll has completely nuked their entire site of all written content from users. That means comments, that means written reviews, everything, news sites, episodes, all of it, it's gone. It is all gone. And yes, there's a lot of people speculating on what exactly caused this. There has been quite a few controversies over the last couple days, and I honestly feel like it's a culmination of everything. I really do feel like it's one of those aspects of it. They probably were already planning this, and with all these controversies happening at the same time, they're just like, whatever, nuke it. Just get rid of it. And they do have a comment. They did give us a message, but it's very vague in exactly what they're talking about here. Protecting our community, why is Crunchyroll disabling comments? At Crunchyroll, we prioritize creating a safe and respectful community environment. To maintain this standard, we are hiding all existing user-generated content, including comments and reviews, across all of our platforms and experiences. We're always striving to enhance our user experience for our fans, including how they can connect over the content they love. We encourage fans to share comments and connect with other fans on our social media channels. The user rating system will, however, remain allowing you to express your opinions through star ratings. So basically, you can click this button, that's about it. Everything else, go to Twitter or something. Let Twitter handle it or something. Like I said, there is a lot of people speculating on what exactly caused this. And like I said earlier, I think it's a culmination of all of it. I mean, one of the biggest things I've seen here recently is Mother's Basement made a comment yesterday about how there's a lot of very spicy comments being made about the new BL series, Twilight Out of Focus, which is kind of weird. It's like, I think this is probably just a group of people that were just kind of review bombing it, because BL exists. This isn't a new thing. But it almost kind of has this feeling that these people have that this is something new, that Crunchyroll is trying to push some sort of agenda. Now, it could be that there's some of these people that they don't like the fact that Crunchyroll is recommending it to them, like it's pushing it to them, like on their feeds or whatever when they're clicking, scrolling through shows. But it's one of those aspects of like, that's nothing new. Like this type of series is nothing new. By the way, for those that don't know how it kind of laid out, if you went to an actual page for a show, you would have like the show itself, the episodes themselves. Then you would have reviews right here. And then when you went to actual specific shows, you would actually have the comment section right beneath the show. But obviously right here, you see that it's gone. Twilight Out of Focus right here, no reviews, nothing right here. And then when you actually go to the show itself, which hopefully doesn't play automatically because I don't want to play it over my thing here. I have it here for a reason, by the way. Right here, you would have comments. And I think for Twilight and Focus, like I said, I think there's a group of people that probably got it pushed to them, or they just have an agenda to scream that Crunchyroll's doing everything bad, which, I mean, I'm in the middle area there. Sorry for being a fence sitter here. I think there's cases where they are pushing it. Some cases they're not. Again, this is a show being created in Japan. They licensed it. It's airing in Japan. This isn't something that Crunchyroll is pushing. It's something that is currently existing. And yeah, there was a lot of comments that were upset because, like a lot of BL shows, there's a lot of forcefulness in it. And it seems like, based on me kind of skimming through this episode, this looks like the scene that maybe they're talking about, where yes, you have a very forward and very pushy male protagonist or male character that is pushing against the male protagonist. And that happens a lot in BL. That's why I personally don't watch BL. I think it's way too pushy. It is it's too forceful. I mean, again, you could say it's SA. Plain and simple. A lot of cases, it's straight SA. It's almost like this, they push themselves until the person accepts them. It's a top-bottom dynamic that BL fans like. And I think there was a lot of people that were upset that this was being pushed to them. They watched this, and this happens right here, and they're mad about it. And yes, I do say there's probably a lot of people that are just trying to push their side of the argument about not liking, DEI and stuff like that. All that stuff, I think, again, is culminating. And then the final one that I ran into was, of course, the whole situation around, I don't have it up in here, my dear friend Nokotan. Yes, I think I didn't really see too much of it. There was some kind of oddities in the English translation, but I seen that maybe, I think it was French, it was really kind of botched up, and people were assuming that it was AI. This is another example of Crunchyroll using AI. So I've seen a lot of people being upset and posting for my dear friend Nokotan. I don't have any examples of that on my screen, but again, reviews are gone. The comments themselves, they're all gone. So it does look like there is like this culmination of a whole bunch of different pages of Crunchyroll that were just on fire for AI translations, not using English, actual human translations. People upset about Twilight out of focus. People upset about the BL there being pushed that. And I think what happened is all that stuff culminated into Crunchyroll just finally saying, we're done. We're done. We're not doing this anymore. Which, like I told a couple other people, that I think this is something that they've probably been wanting to do for a while. Let's face it, Crunchyroll is not a social media platform. And I think that they probably at some point realized we can't keep up with this stuff and it's too annoying to deal with. So we're just not going to deal with it, which I don't care. I personally don't care. I think whatever, if that'll help them focus on making their translations better with my dear friend Nokoton, or if it'll help them in some other way, do that. Focus on what you're doing. What is Crunchyroll? When somebody asks you, hey, what is Crunchyroll for? Your immediate response is to give me anime. They give me anime. Do you respond saying it's a great social media platform where I talk to my friends about the different episodes? No, I don't think people do. There's a lot of things that you get normally from other social media platforms that just doesn't exist. I don't even think it even notifies you when somebody replies to your comment. There's no way of knowing. You have to find your comment in a flood of comments inside of a page. It's a very old comment system, and it's fine in itself. I did use it every now and then whenever I went to like a show and I watched a show, and then something popped up on the screen that I'm like, did that just happen? I'll look down there and see if I can find somebody else that kind of points it out. Sometimes it's like in a show that I am kind of invested into, and I kind of want to go, is that what I think it is? And then I'll look for somebody else that replies and says, man, is that what I think it is? Okay, cool. Somebody else noticed it. There's some cases where I do use it, or I want to confirm that something was translated off, which is nice, but I can get that elsewhere. There's a ton of websites like Mal and stuff like that where you can get that kind of service. You can communicate to other people about an episode. Or yes, like they said, in their social media accounts, you engage with each other there. But again, what I think is happening here is Crunchyroll's like, this is too much. We're tired of dealing with all this stuff. There's too much mass review bombing or whatever that's happening, and we don't want to deal with it anymore. Now, why I don't like this, I don't mind them getting rid of comments. Who cares? Really, honestly, who cares? If you go to their news page and you go down here and there's no comments here, who cares? I can go to social media and get plenty of people discussing a news article. I don't need to see what Crunchyroll users had to say about this thing. What I don't like, this is the only thing about this absolute nuking that they did that I don't like, is the actual reviews. This tells me nothing. The average rating tells me nothing. I want to see what people say when they make the reviews. And that's the problem. There's no point to this if it's not going to have people's comments about why they didn't like it. I want to know why somebody rated a 1 star. I want to know why somebody rated a 5 star. Otherwise, this has no value to me. Now, granted, this is nothing new. So there's pretty much every single website has a rating system with no way of commenting. I think Netflix has it. I think Amazon even has it. Amazon, I think, has a way of actually putting your message in there. But still, anyways, that's the only thing that I think is kind of a bummer. But in the end of the day, who cares? Again, I kind of expected this. I'm kind of surprised that Crunchyroll went so long without doing this. But finally, they decided, this is enough. We're tired of dealing with all the comments. They're wording it in a way that it's about, a toxic community, which, if this stuff is true, it doesn't shock me. They were technically moderating a lot of this stuff, but I'm guessing that at some point they decided, look, it's just too much. Is there and keep deleting all these comments. People are copy pasting it over and over again. So obviously at some point they're gonna get sick of it. So this is not a big shocker. I don't really care either way. I do think it's I think the biggest issue with it really is that it removes a way for the community to communicate to Crunchyroll. And let's face it, communicating to Crunchyroll right now is a very difficult task. The only way that you can really do it is through social media, and getting any sort of feedback is impossible. Now, that's not to say that people had a way of communicating to Crunchyroll by posting in here, but I think that is sort of a concerted effort. If you do have a group of people that are upset about, like say with Nokoton, if people are upset about the subtitles, they were able to go to the page for the show itself and post. Now they don't have that outlet to do anymore. They have to do it on social media and then hope that it trends, or Crunchyroll finally notices, hey, there's a lot of people tweeting about this. I think we have a problem. There's still technically a support method you can go through, but good luck with that. But either way, it's expected. Does it surprise me? No. And it looks like a lot of the controversy seems to be centered around, Twilight out of focus It seems like it's focused around Nokoton. I'm sure there's probably a lot of other examples. Like I said, I think it's a culmination of all this stuff coming together. And they finally said, no, we're done. We're done. And they just shut it off. But anyhow, that's that. Super surprising thing to wake up to. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure that like button down below. Comment. Let me know what you think of this whole situation. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure that subscribe button is my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. If you like this content and you want to support the channel more, I have Patreon link, tips, links, so thanks for membership button below. Greatly appreciate what it does. And y'all take care.